Fights are extremely common in the animal kingdom. These fights can take place due to food, territorial conflicts, or simply to assert dominance. But whatever it is, the main purpose is always survival. Have you ever seen a tarantula hawk sting and paralyze a tarantula spider? What about a few tigers taking down a sloth bear? We have gathered 17 jaw-dropping moments when animals mercilessly battle with each other. So, hold on to your hats, and let's get started. Hippos versus crocodile. Hippos and crocodiles often cross each other's path as they live in the same waters. While the crocs are dangerous, hippos are powerful too, so fights break out. Here, a croc makes a crucial mistake and ends up right in the middle of a bloat of hippos. And these hippos don't seem to be in a forgiving mood today. All of them start to attack the lone croc. While much of the action happens underneath the water, you can clearly see the croc being lifted in the mouth of one of the hippos. The bigger animals are not only able to lift the crocodile easily, but also chucks it away with force. Even though the victim of the attack doesn't seem mortally wounded, we're sure it'll think twice before messing with another hippo for the rest of its life. Hippos don't really need to rely on their comrades for help when fighting a crocodile, as this next clip proves. Here, the hippo and her cub are standing in the water peacefully when a crocodile approaches. The hippo mother doesn't take kindly to the threat to her child. When the croc makes the mistake of opening its mouth, the hippo loses its mind. It too opens its jaws and almost crushes the crocodile between her powerful teeth. Somehow, the water predator escapes that bite. That crocodile should be thankful that it managed to escape with its life from that situation. The hippo could have easily bested it if the fight continued. Wild dogs versus lions. A pack of wild dogs is one of the most frightening sights for prey, since these animals are vicious and kill without mercy. These wild dogs go up against a mother lioness and her cub. The prize catch is the cub. With no pride to provide support, this lioness must defend her cub by herself. She fights off hordes of wild dogs, even when the dogs deliver quick and painful bites to her. The lioness maintains composure and doesn't allow the wild dogs to distract her from her cub for long enough. What a badass mother. Wild dogs' core strength lies in their numbers, but if there's a one-to-one battle between a wild dog and a lion, the story will be totally different. This lioness has captured a wild dog and holds the animal by the neck. Since the wild dog doesn't fight or struggle, the lioness and the spectators nearby think that it is already dead. Another wild dog distracts the lioness long enough and she drops the dead dog. But, like magic, the dead wild dog comes back to life. It seems it was simply acting dead to escape the lioness's jaws. As soon as it was free, it ran out of there. Now that's a unique strategy to escape from predators. But the act of death doesn't play out every time in the right way. In this clip, a pack of wild dogs plan to steal a wildebeest that the lions have killed. But before they can make a move, the lions attack viciously and capture one of the dogs. After the attack, it seems as if the wild dog is dead, but if you look closely, you can see that it's still moving. After finding the perfect opportunity, the injured wild dog flees from the scene with a lion close in pursuit. But the kings of the jungles were completely fooled this time around. Unfortunately, the injured wild dog was wounded so badly that he couldn't hurt anymore and ultimately died. Hyena versus leopard. Just like wild dogs and lions, leopards and hyenas also compete for food. A leopard had eyes on this impala, same as a hyena, but it's the hyena that manages to capture the half-dead prey. When the leopard arrives on the scene, the hyena flees momentarily, leaving the fresh impala corpse for the big cat to feed on. Then it's the hyena that reclaims the kill. This back and forth goes on for a while before finally the leopard manages to walk off with the remaining impala corpse. Even though there wasn't a clear winner in this bout, it's entertaining to see how interactions between these two animals usually proceed. In this one, the hyena is chomping on the meat of a kill it made when a leopard walks up and tries to steal it, but the hyena is having none of that. The big cat doesn't straight up attack the hyena as the resulting fight can injure it or worse. A leopard is no lion when it comes to sheer strength, so the animal figures out a different tactic. It waits for the hyena to be distracted. At that opportune moment, the leopard simply grabs the kill and jumps onto a nearby tree. The hyena misses by inches as the kill slips from its reach. The leopard wins simply because of its impressive climbing skills. Tiger versus bear. Tigers and bears, these are two of the most feared predators in the jungle. But what happens when these two clash? Here, the tiger sisters are reunited after a long time. Even though these animals hunt solo most of the time, today, the sisters plan to get an animal together. Their target is none other than a huge sloth bear. This is one prey that would require the united efforts of all these adult tigers to bring down. Even though the bear could have fought off 1 or 2 tigers attacking simultaneously, it cannot hope to survive this ambush. It tries to flee, but before long, is choked out by the big cats. In this clip, you can see a mother sloth bear with her cub engaged in some playful activities, but they don't know that a male tiger is nearby, keeping a close eye and plotting an attack. When the tiger strikes, the mother sloth bear has very little in the way of defense. Even though it's difficult to make out because of the foliage, you can see that the sloth bear doesn't go down. She's trying to save her cub from the tiger, but the clip ends with the tiger carrying off the bear's limp body, single-handedly taking out a bear. Now that's an impressive achievement. Mongoose versus Cape Cobra. Mongoose and snakes not only hate each other, but also prey on each other. In this video, a yellow mongoose faces off against a Cape Cobra snake. Even though it's a highly venomous snake, the mongoose doesn't seem the least bit bothered by that. The serpent raises its head and lashes out several times, but misses the attacking mongoose by inches. The mongoose, on the other hand, tries to peck at the viper, but can't seem to get close because of the constant barrage of attacks. The Cape Cobra is the first to realize that fleeing would be best and slithers away. The mongoose keeps following and attacking until the snake vanishes inside a hole in the ground. Mongoose are hardy animals that often act as bodyguards for defenseless creatures. In this clip, a squirrel tries to fight a Cape Cobra but gives up midway because it's too risky for the small rodent. That's when a mongoose jumps into action and begins a serious fight. Watch how it jumps out of the way when the serpent strikes the first time. But the cobra doesn't miss its mark the next time and bites the mongoose on the face. That's all that the mongoose is willing to take, and the fight ends decisively. The snake wins this round. Cats versus dogs. Well, there's perhaps no rivalry older than that between cats and dogs. And when we make a list of animals fighting, we can't leave off our very own pets, can we? In the first one, a cat has taken refuge on top of a tree, but this dog is relentless in its search. As it shakes the tree violently, the poor cat falls off and the dog immediately jumps on it. The larger dog is easily able to dominate the cat, pinning it down on the ground while biting at it. Thankfully, the feline escapes, but the dog is right on its tail. Not every cat caught in such a situation is as lucky. In this clip, 2 dogs corner a cat, and they seem to end the cat's life as brutally as possible. One of the dogs bites onto the cat and attacks it viciously. This is no playful fight. It's a battle to the death. The other dog also joins in on the attack. First, you can see that the cat is gravely injured. A few more bites in, the feline's body falls limp. We wonder, why didn't the dog's owner stop them from killing this cat? More importantly, is it the owner filming this brutal attack? Whatever the reason, that cat simply didn't deserve this death. Once again, a cat is brutally attacked by a dog, and we can't help but blame the owners. The cat notices dogs closing in and tries to flee, but this mutt looks like it has been waiting for the cat to make a move. As soon as it does, the dog is on it. It's surprising just how quickly the dog bites down and ends the cat's life. By the time the owners finally arrive at the scene, the damage has been done. The poor feline is barely moving, and it doesn't look like it survived. What a tragedy. Tarantula hawk versus tarantula spider. Snakes aren't the only ones that poison their prey. A tarantula hawk is a bug that stings tarantula spiders and paralyzes them. Then, they carry the spider's limp body to their nests and lay eggs inside them. When the eggs hatch, the larva feeds on the tarantula from the inside. Yeah, that sounds straight out of a horror movie, doesn't it? Here, you can see just how this process to capture a tarantula starts. The bug stings the spider several times before it is completely paralyzed. Wolves versus wolves. Fights don't always break out between different types of animals. Sometimes, the struggle occurs between animals of the same species. These are mostly for dominance or territorial control. These 2 wolf packs are vying for the control of one specific region. The only way to settle this dispute is to start an all-out war. The packs face each other and prepare to attack. Then they charge. One of the packs has fewer members, putting them on the back foot. The wolves bite and attack one another brutally. But in the end, the current rulers are driven out, and the new pack takes control. Seeing this reminds us that these animals aren't all that different from us humans. Don't miss that celebration in the end though. These wolves seem really pleased with themselves. Kangaroo versus kangaroo. Kangaroos also face similar in fighting to decide who would lead a group. When a challenger comes forward, the existing leader must engage in an all-out fight. That's what happens in this video. The two kangaroos seem bloody serious about the fight. When the match finally begins, each kangaroo jumps up and delivers really strong kicks. It looks like a kickboxing match, and we're sure each of those hits carry immense power. Finally, after a long standoff, one of the kangaroos submits and the other one is declared victorious. Well, what did you think about these fights between animals? Well, one thing's for sure. The world is a much more brutal place, especially for animals who have to look out for themselves. Still, we hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, drop a like and share the video. Consider subscribing to our channel as well to watch more videos like this one. Click the bell icon and turn on all notifications to stay updated of all our future videos. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.